Hello, and welcome to the Main Meal Weight Management Support, where we help each other find the confidence and self-esteem to reach and maintain our weight goals by tapping into joy and living our best lives in every moment. I decided to bring you into my den. Do you like the new background? I thought I'd make it feel a little more comfortable, a little homier on my little Zoom background here. Today, I want to talk about what's so challenging. So when we think about making a change to our body size, so there's a food plan and we know how to read and we know how to make choices off the food plan. We know how to fix food or buy food. That's not so tough. That's not so hard. You read it, instructions, you follow the plan. Or getting more movement, getting more exercise in our lives. You get up, you walk a little bit. You go to the gym and you work out on the machines, or you just do some standing in place exercises or chair exercises. Just shouldn't be that tough, right? What's so challenging? Well, the challenge is that we have to do something different. And a person that I work with said that his mentor always says, people choose the familiar. People choose the familiar. So we don't like to get into what's not familiar. We don't like to choose something that's different. And when we decide to do something different, there's a protective part of our psyche and our body and our minds that says, no, 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 change isn't good. Change is dangerous. We don't know what's out there. Change is the unknown. So don't do that. Don't do that. And so kind of our habits fight for their lives. And so what is it and how do we overcome that resistance to choosing something different? And I go back to this over and over again. It's going to be no surprise for you to hear me say that we start with self-talk. We start with getting our minds okay with doing something different. We start with making different choices is safe. Choosing something that's not my normal routine feels good. Choosing to do something that allows my body to move a bit more freely, allows my digestive system to work perfectly. All of these choices are good for me. They're things I want. They're things that make my life happier. They're things that make my body happier. And so we start with our minds. We get our minds used to the idea that the choices we're going to be making are familiar before we ever make them. We wouldn't pick a diet that just is full of foods that we don't like, that don't taste good to us, that we don't think we would ever eat on a normal day if we weren't trying to lose weight. That's never going to work. That's taking us and putting us in a foreign language and in a foreign land and not teaching us a language. We're out of place. Of course we're scared. Of course we're frightened. Nothing's familiar. So the challenge is when we want to make a change, to make that change feel familiar before we ever make it. We start with setting ourselves up for success. We start with figuring out what those changes can be that feel good to us and that would fit in with what we're doing right now. We change it a little bit at a time. We don't change everything all at once, but we start with changing our attitude because we have full control over our attitude. We can choose to be happy about these changes. We can choose to look forward to the changes, and we can choose to be excited about the results of the changes that we're going to make. So what's so challenging? What's so challenging is all about what's up here. There's nothing challenging in the actual fact of choosing one food over another, choosing to move more or to sit more. There's no challenge in that. The challenge is being okay with it. The challenge really is getting to a place where we're okay with altering our routine a little bit at a time and being excited about the results. So join me every Wednesday around 10:30 Pacific. Remember, the main word in the Main Meal Weight Management Support is support. And no matter what change we're making to our lives, it's a game of solitaire and it should never be played alone. We're in this together. Let's do it together. See you next week.